John, we're here at FEI HQ to reflect on what has been a big year 2024 for yourself, of course, but for, of course, the men's national team. It's been quite the year of progression. Yeah,
look, as you mentioned, a big year for myself in terms of getting the chance to be the interim head coach and lead the team. It was an amazing experience. It's difficult when you work with staff, and obviously staff changed and the management changed. But look, when I think back to it, you're playing Belgium and you're leading the team out. It was an amazing experience, and one I thoroughly enjoyed. And look, it's, as you mentioned, the year itself then goes on to develop as it does, and it's been a big year in terms of getting more younger players into the team, but also Hamer coming in and obviously taking that on himself. It's been brilliant.
There seems to have been a real progression from what you did in March and June into the later stages, that is, in the Nations League campaign, almost as though you're sort of setting the team up for what that Nations League campaign turned out to be.
Yeah, look, that was always going to be the case, and when you know you're facing kind of that opposition in terms of Belgium, Switzerland, Hungary and Portugal, you know, especially for the players too, it's a proper test, and you are setting yourself up for good experience, good challenges, and also knowing where areas that we need to work and improve on.
The Belgian result was obviously, a 0-0 draw, very, very respectable. More to the point, Hungary at home, a really impressive win that night.
Yeah, look, it was important because we kind of spoke to the lads about kind of trying to get that statement win in a sense, because they'd been putting in good performances, but to actually then go and get a result. I think Hungary had been on an unbeaten run, 11-12 games at international level is no mean feat. So it was brilliant to stop them, and obviously, more importantly, though, to get a win at home is always very important. And look, it was great that we were able to do that against Finland as well in the Nations League.
I suppose, like what you touched on there, this is a young squad, and over the last few years it has been difficult to come across results, difficult draws, difficult opposition. Little moments like Troy's winner in the last minute, Robbie Brady in the last minute against Finland, these are going to create those magical memories which will help confidence in the future. Exactly, that's the key bit, and I think you're getting that memory into the players' heads that the team are capable of doing it. It's always a great sign when the team scores late as well, so that's a big thing as well. But also, most importantly, the players know what they have to do, especially to get back to their clubs and get in playing as best they can. So then when they do come, because even the last few windows, they've been shorter camps. Yeah. It's been quite strange having the 2 games in 6-7 days. So it's been different, but also a good experience as well. A big learning experience, because you're having to do a lot more maybe video analysis and preparation like that rather than time on the grass, because it's been minimal. Yeah, obviously Hamer came in July. How's that been? It's obviously really enjoyable. No, look, he's a real good man, real good football man. You can tell the experiences he's had, coaching obviously his national team at Iceland, and obviously been with Jamaica, and the experience he's had qualifying for big tournaments. So it's brilliant to learn from. Really top class fella as well, and obviously Gummy, the goalkeeping coach as well. Good Munda, giving his full title. Can't forget about him. No, Gummy really good as well, and look, obviously having Paddy involved as well is brilliant too. So you're getting that combination, and hopefully the relationship will keep growing and growing. It did feel, being around the camp, having that continuity of yourself and Paddy being there and just being able to, it seemed rather seamless behind the scenes. Yeah, well look, that was important, and I think it was probably important for the players as well to kind of have that little bit too. But look, most importantly, the boss was in, and he was able to get the work as quick as he could, got over to England, met some players as quick as he could, and but most importantly then you're just dealing with the games as well. Ideally you're looking for more, as I mentioned, more time with the players if you can, especially to get more coaching on the grass with them if possible. But the way it was happening for some of the games, some of the players were playing on Sunday and then they were having to do warm downs, and the games were on the Thursday, so it was very little preparation time. But look, we managed to have some good solid performances. Yeah, we know there's obviously lots of areas to work and improve on, and that'll be the case for what's to come in 25. Of course, yeah. I mean, just to reflect on that Nations League campaign, 2 really good wins over good opposition in Finland, particularly the away one. Obviously, we ended the campaign with that 5-0 defeat against England. An odd one to analyse, I suppose, from a coaching perspective, because there was so much right in that first half. Yeah, and look, ultimately, I think
the boss said it when he spoke about you can't really be positive in a sense of when you have a result like that. But then when you strip it back and you look at the analysis side of it and what we kind of hope to do in that game, obviously we did for obviously the large spells in the first half, and you get that bit of luck with a decision or two, you could be going in at half time in the lead as well, and so there are things we have to learn and take on board, but also that element of if there is going to be a red card in the future, yeah, we don't want red cards obviously, but they might happen. They happen now and again, and how we have to react and do better with that situation as well. That's learning for everybody.
It does appear like if you reflect on at the start of the year to the end of the year, you know, players missing out on the squads, you know, really competitive now to actually be named in that 23, that's only going to help us.
I think that's massive. That's a massive aspect we tried to get across to the players. Even the time when I was having to pick a kind of squad or two, that you're seeing the emergence of more players and also players that are playing at their clubs really standing out. And as you mentioned, now it's not about just getting in, it's so competitive to get into the squad, and that's only going to be better going forward, I think, because the level of players now, and I think the lads that haven't been playing the last maybe 5-6 months are going to be knocking on the door to get out and get playing time, whether it be at their own clubs or different clubs, and they know how with the younger players even coming through behind them again, there's going to be big pressure to stay in the squad, and ultimately I think that leads to a healthy competition. I think that's what we needed, and hopefully we can have that going forward.
As we do mention the younger players a lot because I suppose that's where the ethos has been over the past few years, to progress players. You have to nod as well to the likes of Robbie Brady, who's again still doing it. And
it was one of them. Sometimes, obviously, he was a little bit unfortunate with injuries for a little spell, but as soon as I saw that, Robbie was fitting well and playing, I thought, because of his experience, but most importantly, he's just a good player. He's a really good player, and I knew his personality as well around the group was going to be massive as well. So it's brilliant to see, and long may it continue. Yeah,
2025, like you say, is going to be a big year. It starts with Bulgaria in the Nations League. How important is it to come out of that with on the right side?
Yeah, it is, and look, we know it's not going to be easy. I know you're playing a team from a group below, so to speak, and you're thinking, okay, we should be favourites, rightly so, but ultimately it's a really close game, and we know that one of their results was a little bit strange, where Northern Ireland seemed to win very comfortably.
Yes.
But other than that, they've been really tight games, 0-0s. They don't concede too many, so but we know it'll be a good test, but ultimately we'll be well prepared, and I'm sure we'll have a very competitive squad to pick from as well, and we'll see what happens then.
Beyond that, obviously, as a player yourself, when you were looking towards a qualification year, a World Cup qualification year, how does that differ? How does the nerves sort of get, so it starts something?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly that. You're kind of the build up and I suppose the planning. You're seeing where you're playing teams, where you're home, whether you're away. But actually to have World Cup qualifiers, it gets the juices flowing for a player, and for obviously for staff and fans in particular too. So you're building all that package in together, and hopefully there'll be lots of excitement to come.
Finally, I suppose just touch on the supporters who've been with us throughout the year. That, you know, in huge numbers, home and away. 21,000 season tickets already sold for next year. It's such a great vote of confidence from the supporters and their support.
Yeah, it's unwavering, and look, it's no surprise. Obviously, I've been blessed to be involved with the Irish teams, playing and coaching for so long, and that's not surprising. And I know hopefully there'll be lots more to cheer for the fans to come. I've no doubt.
Have a happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.